on Google Hangout, I'm joined by Sangoni to speak on some of the policies of the ANC which cover gender balance within the organization as well as youth empowerment. Khusela, let's speak about the fact that the ANC has continuously mentioned that they plan on ensuring that there's gender representation and gender balance within the organization.
Thank you very much. I think the first thing that we need to understand that for us, gender balance is not just a policy imperative. It is first and foremost a principle that the ANC has adopted in order to redress the triple oppression of women. We will all know that women in South Africa would have suffered from oppression as a result of their gender, as a result of their skin color, and obviously as a result of the class that they occupy, which is the working class. So when we speak about ensuring a 50% gender parity across all structures of the ANC, as well as, for example, in our lists and so forth, for us, that is a commitment to redressing that legacy. Now, we've made significant strides in that in the recent years. South Africa boasts one of the highest numbers of women who occupy, for example, parliament as public representatives. We are making progress, although it's not as quickly as we would like in other endeavors such as the private sector, and we would want to see a lot more focus put in that regard. You will know that not so long ago, Parliament adopted a bill called the Gender and Women Empowerment Bill, which seeks to ensure that not only in the public sector but also in the private sector, women are given the recognition that they're supposed to enjoy.
What would you say to someone who feels that this is merely just an electioneering campaigning strategy?
That can never be true. The African National Congress, not only in this election, but since 1994, has committed itself to gender equality. One of the ways that we have done that is that we were the first party, and to the best of my knowledge, still the only party that adopted quotas for women in leadership. We started at 30%, which was the minimum number of women that we would want to see in all our structures. We're currently sitting on 50%. Now, this 50% is represented organization. For example, the National Executive Committee, which is led by the President, comprised by over 86 people, has 50% of those in leadership being women. So it's not an electioneering stance for us. It's a part and parcel and the core of the values that we embrace as the African National Congress.
Do you feel that women played a crucial role in the liberation struggle?
It is women who have been the bedrock of the African National Congress, and even today we continue to reaffirm that fact. Our guiding document, the strategy and tactics, speaks about the critical role that women play, not only in the ANC but in society broadly. In terms of the struggle, the story of the women heroines that we had needs to be told, I think perhaps with even greater passion, and we must be a lot more vocal about it. Some of the most iconic interventions that happened during the struggle were led by women, starting from the 1913 Women's March against the Pass Laws. The 1955 march that we know to the union buildings was led by women, and women have been a core of the ANC since then, and society in general.
Let's look into the fact that we're moving towards the elections that mark 20 years of democracy. What is the role of women then in liberation movements as we move towards 20 years of democracy?
Well, we feel that the role of women is twofold. Firstly, they need to contribute as equal members of society with our male counterparts, both in the organization and society at large. We also maintain the fact that women are targeted groups, yes, because they continue to bear the harshest brunt of poverty. They continue to be the majority in the rural areas, which we know that are still underdeveloped. But beyond that, women have the energies and the creative capacity to be able to take our country forward. So as the African National Congress, when we speak about the role of women, we don't separate it from that of people in society. We are saying that what needs to happen is for us to ensure that we bring everybody to the table, and where we need to redress the legacy that has impaired the ability of women to be able to move forward, that must be done with urgency.